Hello, my name is Andrew. You can call me Cookies, and this video is for new trials of our guild to help them get caught up to speed with how we do Mythic Ashvane. So jumping right into it to keep this as short as possible, the first thing you're going to want to know is when these rippling waves spawn, so we'll like cut this into two phases. So phase one is the first carapace breaking, and then this whole phase like going through all of this. And then phase two is when she has the carapace back on. So phase two starts here. So in phase one, there's going to be two rippling waves that happen. And the first rippling wave, you do not want to use anything. You don't want to use any defensives or any like health pots or anything like that. You want to save them. And then rippling wave two in phase one, that's where you're going to want to use one defensive, and you're going to want to use that as this right here. This big bubble is getting close to the boss. When it's pretty close to the boss, go ahead and pop one defensive, just as some kind of damage reduction cooldown. We'll be fine. And then on that same topic, just kind of skipping ahead over here, the next time you'll want to use defensives it's kind of the same pattern. So wave one, you do not use anything. You try to not use anything unless you absolutely have to, obviously. And then wave two, you want to use a health pot and then some kind of small damage reduction. If you have multiple defensive cooldowns, like a hunter or classes like that, druid, even if you have like bear form and stuff like that. And then wave three is where you use everything you have left, because this one's going to be the heaviest hitting. And then during this rippling wave three, I'll just go ahead and play the video so it's a little easier to see. You'll see these briny bubbles stack up against the tank, and then immediately you're going to see the entire raid go into melee. That's what we want to do. We want to go into melee, stack up in the barrier. I'm just standing outside because I had to cast a trank. I should be running in at this point, but it's kind of too late. And then you'll see how we stack up, and we're going to stay stacked up until Upsurge forces us to move back out into range. So don't move out after we stack up and like the damage is dealt. Just stay in melee the entire time until Upsurge pops up under your feet, and then you go back out into range. That way you're moving as little as possible to do damage. And then the only other important mechanic that we really need to go over for new players or new recruits, I should say, is in this phase right here. You are going to see, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. You're going to see as we go into like the shell breaking phase, I'm going to mark 3 coral. You can see I just marked those 3 coral here, blue, green, and red behind the bubble. And the way this is going to work is when you get Arcing Azurite, your sole purpose is to only break the one coral that's closest to the color that's the same color as the Arcing Azurite you have. So to show a bit of a good example, we have here, people are going to get linked in a second. So here we have, you can see green. Of course, there's something on the screen right there. So we have green right here with the anchor. It's kind of like the greenish yellow. And then there's blue over here, and then there's red. And your sole purpose, so for instance, as blue, you can see they're lined up to break this one coral. That's their job done. Red, they're getting into position to break this coral. Green, you're going to see that they get into position right there. They move and they're breaking that coral, and then those 3 coral break. That's job completed. We don't worry about any of the other coral whatsoever. And the only thing that we do in Discord is when you get your color. So for instance, you can see over here Renmore gets it. He's going to call out in Discord immediately the moment that pops up above his head, because he's paired with a melee and he knows that he can move quickly to get into position with a blink. He's going to call out in Discord, I got blue. And that's all that's going to happen. And then someone who has red is going to say, I got red. And someone who has green is going to say, I got green. And what that does is it allows the more mobile player to just go and get in position, and it notifies the other player who has the color above their head, hey, you just stay put and DPS the boss, I'm going to go kill the coral. So that's all you do. If you're a mobile class, or in general, if you can just get to the coral fast and you want to be proactive, the moment that icon pops above your head, you just say, I got, my color. I got blue, I got red, I got green. So that's pretty much it. So that's Ashvane. That's how we do Ashvane. And looking forward to having you. And hopefully that's easy enough to digest and understand. So see you later.